Well, it is Wednesday, and that means our plant and garden expert, Craig Nov, is joining us in studio, taking your plant and garden questions through the WQ80 Facebook Live that we have up right now. So let's kick it off. Lindsay asking, we have an apple tree at our house, but have no idea what type of apples are growing on it. Is there a way to identify those?
I can't do it, but next year when they ripen, you might bring I was going to say bring an apple in where I am, and I'll let Ron look at it. Ron is amazing. He knows apples inside and out.
Yes. Just look up Ron, the apple guy in the Quad Cities, and you'll find it. All right. We have Linda asking, can you bring, oh, I'm going to mess up this, a certain type of daisies inside for winter? Is it gerbera?
Gerbera.
Yes. Like Gerbera.
Gerbera. It's a tropical daisy. It's not winter hardy. I had a friend several years ago that he brought it in. He put it in the breezeway between the house and his garage. It was a nice south window, and it bloomed all winter. So yes, bring it in. Make sure it's bug-free when you bring it in. Give it plenty of sun and heat. A little bit of fertilizer about every 3 weeks, and it should bloom right through the winter.
Okay. Nona asking, how many white grubs per square foot is okay for a vegetable garden?
Well, the bad thing is when they build up to about 20 to 30 per square foot, you've got a major infestation. Grubs are usually not a problem in the garden. There's not enough food for them. They really need the roots, all the roots of that grass. So, you know, if you see 2, 3, 4 when you're spading up the garden, I don't think I'd worry about that.
And should we, like if we have our vegetable garden, of course, you know, we've had the frost now, should I till it before winter, or can I just leave it and then do it in the spring?
Personally, I would till it in the fall.
Okay.
What you're going to turn under all the debris that is left on the ground. You're going to disrupt all the eggs and possibly overwintering nymphs that will turn into insects next spring. So yes, I would till the garden in the fall.
Okay. What are some of the best house plants for rooms with ambient light?
Just, you know, you've got your mother-in-law's tongues, whoa, peace lilies, the Chinese evergreens, they all will get by, you know, and by ambient light, that's better than no light at all, although I can actually point out one plant that I saw growing in an interior office with no windows at all. It was a Dracaena, Messengiana cornstalk, and it was doing just fine with no ambient light whatsoever.
Wow. No windows at all.
No windows at all. It was surviving on basically fluorescent light.
Oh. All right, we have Victoria. I have an Annabelle hydrangea with blooms that have turned brown on a north-facing hillside. Should I cut those blooms off?
You can cut them off, but I like to let those stand through the winter. It gives you a little interest against all the snow that we're probably going to have through the winter. If you can't stand looking at them, cut them off. It's not going to damage the plant at all.
All right, Bev has a question, and recently we reported, well, the USDA reported, and we just broadcasted that we should be leaving our leaves on the ground. Bev is wondering, should I be raking them or leave them until spring? Heard that they protect insects.
I want to know what the idea was behind leaving leaves on the ground, because you won't have any grass next spring. They mat down just like a carpet, and wherever you see leaves on the ground this time of the year and they get frozen in place, the grass does not survive under them until next spring.
But you can always mulch them, like that would be fine, because then they're
them.
Still there.
Yeah, mulch them, they're still there. Is that what the USDA
I'm not
say?
sure, they just said leave the leaves.
Okay,
so.
Actually you're adding organic matter back to the soil when you go ahead and mulch your leaves. You're, you know, reclaiming a little bit of that nitrogen that was taken up by the trees and put into the leaves, but mulch them fine. You should not see windrows of leaves across the yard. You don't want to be able to tell that there were any leaves there when you get done mulching them.
All right. William, when can we trim back our lilac bush?
Lilac, immediately after they get done blooming next spring. Any pruning now, you're cutting off the flowers for next year. Wait until after bloom next spring.
Okay. We've got Debbie. I have a poinsettia that has got long stems and branches with leaves on top. Is there a way to get it to leaf out lower?
Well, yes, you can cut it back. It's like any plant, but the thing is, you've missed your pinch date for this year because the poinsettia should be trying to bloom right now. We've got excellent color on our poinsettias. So what you want to do is make sure that it gets 12 hours of darkness every night to go ahead and get it to bloom. If you don't mind sacrificing this year's bloom, cut it back to about 6 inches above the soil line. It'll branch out, and maybe you'll get some bloom very late in the winter.
We're going to get more questions answered, but we have to take a quick break. In the meantime, get more questions put in the comment section of the WQAD Facebook Live. We'll be right back.